So on sort of a bet, I took on the task of editing the first Deadpool movie down to a PG-13 rating, or what would be considered a PG-13 rating. Obviously, the MPAA isn't going to review my fan edit, especially since the only audience for it is my three nephews, who they really like Deadpool from the comic books and the cartoons, but they were not. There's no way anybody was going to let them see this movie. I put a little thing at the beginning here, just as a reminder for what it was I cut out, and it's, you know, excessive violence, nudity. Obviously, people are more okay with violence than nudity, so all the excessive violence, not all the violence, but all the nudity is gone. Explicitly adult jokes, all the F word, can't have any F words. There's no F words in a PG-13 because we don't want to encourage 13-year-olds to use the F word at home. It's okay when you're at school, not at home, not in the movies. Almost all the S word, there's a little bit of shit in PG-13. A little bit of room for shit. Most of the ass, there's still a lot of... I took out all the visible asses, not the references to the ass. Could be a donkey. Donkeys are okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on a loop. Yeah, there we go, that's better. So the things I didn't remove was the Shrek level humor, which is like dirty jokes that kids don't get, but they're not like just directly referencing something that's adult. Indiana Jones type violence, which is, you know, a lot of death, decapitations, people getting shot, but not as much blood. And then just generally like kind of got, you know, left stuff in that's allowed on basic cable TV, and I did change some music, pacing jokes, but I'll get to all that later. All right, so in this window I have the untouched original Deadpool with the 5.1, you know, which includes your left and your right and your base. Just to give you an idea of how saturated this movie was with adult humor, by contrast, here are all the cuts I made. Every single one of these little dark lines here, there's the original, untouched, and here's the butchered PG-13 version. So that's what I'm going to talk about in the first one, is the language, and it starts fast. It's in the opening credits, so I had to get rid of 2 of those, and what I ended up doing was just taking the intro, and I cropped it here. You can see the crop box is sort of shrinking and growing depending on where the dirty words are. So it's just barely missing some douchebag's film, and then comes back out for the perfect idiot. And I had to do the same thing over here for this one. Did I? Oh yeah. So this one I just cut it out entirely from that shot. And I had to add the credit to an earlier shot, just a little bit different timing. So it was originally here where the guy's shooting the gun, getting the wedgie. But I just put it a little bit earlier because there was so much white background and dark background that the white credits weren't going to show up. I don't know what I changed them from. What does that say? A film by some moron. So I changed douchebag to some moron, and I changed asshats to self-important buttheads, I think. Because I've worked on some film productions, and producers, they're not all self-important buttheads, but if you're gonna have a self-important butthead on your set, it's probably gonna be the producer. Everybody's nice. The easy part about cutting out swear words is that most of the time they're used in a sentence as emphasis, not as the actual keyword. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a little banner on here so we know when I'm in the original. Okay, so for instance, like in this scene,
shoot your f***ing cat.
I don't really know what that means. I don't have a cat.
Then whose kitty litter did I just get in?
I'll shoot your f***ing cat. That's easy to cut out. So all you gotta do is cut out f***ing and keep the cat. But then he goes on to say,
then whose kitty litter did I just get in?
It's easier just to cut out an entire sentence if it's all based around a swear word, but when it just has one in there for emphasis, you can just cut it out. And the scene ends up becoming this.
Just look, man, can I have my Sam's
I
cat?
will shoot your cat.
I don't really know what that means. I don't have a cat.
Anywho.
So, you know, there's a little bit of an awkwardness. It's not a full-on joke, you know, but it's still, it's enough to, even if it doesn't make you laugh, I know it'll make my nephews laugh, so I don't care.
Okay.
Well, the other issue that you run into with fixing language is when you just need to replace what he's saying altogether because there still needs to be something there. Fortunately, Ryan Reynolds, when not in character as Deadpool, he's pretty much still Deadpool. What he's able to do is just find interviews where he's just being Ryan Reynolds, where he's
I struggle.
This is horrible!
he's being funny or whatever. So you could take that stuff and you could just basically lay it right into the movie. So something like this gets turned into this.
This is horrible!
So right at the beginning,
But I
he
have to
says,
fondle to get my very own movie. I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with Pulverine. And let me tell you, he's got a nice pair of smooth criminals down under.
so that's all horrible. But by taking, I didn't want to lose the whole scene. These are obviously some really dirty jokes. I didn't want to lose the whole thing. I still think it's a really cute little intro, and the kids would enjoy it. So by taking some stuff from some interviews and some of the extra Deadpool material,
I'm not gonna lie, I got the acting bug right up my butt.
you get this.
Oh, hello. I know, right? My very own movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I got the acting bug.
Anyway,
Another thing you can do is you can just get creative. This scene, looking in the mirror, he goes from washing his face to cussing himself out, and there's no cuts. So there's nowhere you can really fit something in there. But, so you can just get a little creative and kind of turn it into something with some jump cuts.
Maximum effort. Come on, get it together. This isn't about me, this is about Vanessa.
So it seems a little more like maybe he was in there for longer, but you get the point of the scene and you don't get the swearing. Then there's stuff in the original cut where you don't have to do as much hard thinking.
you're probably thinking, my boyfriend said this was a superhero movie, but that guy in the red suit just turned that other guy into a f***ing kebab.
And this scene right here.
Shit. Did I leave the stove on?
So he just takes a really long time to say a swear word there. But fortunately, we have Deadpool. We got the Deadpool trailer that has
Wait. Did I leave the stove on?
and
Suit just turned that other guy into a kebab. Surprise.
so you can take both of those and just put them right into the movie, no problem. And then right here, in the context of the whole film, boom.
Wait. Did I leave the stove on?
No naughty words. And then after that, it's just completely full of swear words and adult humor and violence, and that's and I'm just gonna keep making some videos showing you guys how I kept butchering this movie to make it a little more kid-friendly. And then after that, the next project I got is I did a fan edit of Terminator 3: Rise of the Machines, which is the one with the Lady Terminator, just to kind of bring it back into the Terminator 2 action film franchise and less of a lighthearted comedy. And then after that, I'm thinking about maybe doing something with Last Jedi or something with Thor Ragnarok or the Marvel movies. So if these videos do well enough, you know, I'll probably do a little live stream and actually show the process of editing it rather than just showing you what I did after the fact. I know this isn't the most generic thing that everybody can enjoy, but you know, film buffs and video editors, I'll probably get something out of this. But if you did manage to watch the video, seriously leave some comments. I'm really interested in feedback right now. I'm just sort of starting by the seat of my pants here. And Star Wars transition wipe, number 22. I'm gonna put my hand into this guy's brain. And just pull out a skull.